Hello, and today on Texture Review we have a selection of footwear that I will put on my feet for fun or not fun, style, comfort even. Like these ones are for quite comfortable little tactical boots, and we'll just start off with them because I'm holding this one already and it's quite light for a boot, and then it's got lots of lumple dumple strongly texture grippy dipple whatever on the sole, and lots of different shapes and texture molded in there going on with it. Quite a rigid sort of rubbery sort of deal on the sole there, with plenty of variously shaped lumple dumple and dippy lippy dippy bits there. Very exciting and fun, interesting. Then slightly above there's a more of a sort of dense foam sort of thing going on there, which is a lot more squishy and still with some lumple dumples and little dimples. Then another bit of rubbery bit for the toe in case you're kicking stuff, perhaps. Or maybe you're just clumsy and accidentally bash your feet into stuff a bit. But that gives a little bit more protection, and it has a nice lipple dipple lumple dump on there. And that's just a sort of grippy dippy rubbery bit. In a sort of smooth sort of, I don't know, but just plasticky, gluey, not sticky at all. It's just smooth, whatever. Then breathable sort of nylon fabric that is very, perhaps, coarse. Not too coarse though, because it's quite slick, but mildly coarse. Then we have a different sort of texture there, some sort of plasticky stuff again, but mildly grippy, but mildly smooth. And the laces are very finely lumple dumple. Yeah, all plasticky, no, yeah, a little bit dinged up and whatever, a little extra lumple dump from the dinging up. Just plastic sort of loops to secure the laces. Inside is more squish, little squishy padding, quite a fine sort of soft plush texture going on there, and then a loop on the tongue for pulling on whilst you slip your foot in there, and another loop on the back for the same thing, so you can pull with both hands if you struggle to get them on. It's also got a bit of Velcro there, which is very scratchy, strongly, and then just fuzzy on the other side, and a zip. Cock. A zip, which is zippy, pretty standard sort of zip thing, with a plasticky gripple dipple, maybe silicone, whatever, you can sort of bendy-windy it a little bit on top of the metal zip. And then we have a thin sort of fake leather type thing going on there. Yeah, onto On to the next one. We'll go with this one. This is very shiny, holographic, shiny, slippery, smooth, slippery, whatever. Just sort of PVC or, yeah, PVC, I'm pretty sure. That's just lots of smooth slipple dipple, and then very hard sort of big block of plastic for the platform and stiletto. Sole, we got some sort of, just a little bit of serration there, not a whole lot going on there, and just a hard plastic end for the stiletto tip, flat, hard plastic. And along the stitching there is a little bit of lumple dump, but not all that much, and then a big long zip that is lots of zippy, big long zippy zip, but it doesn't go all the way, but you don't need it to. And on the inside it's just a mildly slick sort of fabric, and that's about it with that, really. Not very much to touch with that. Also not very fun to touch, actually. But we'll get on to the last one now, and this is a nice big old platform boy here. It's got a nice thick, juicy, rubbery platform, just a little bit of squish in there. Base has got a bit of lumple dump going on there, a little bit worn out lumple dumps there, and a little dimple bit there with the lumple dump logo in the middle. Very nice. And around the edges we do have a different sort of textured little fine lumple dumpleness going on. And we've got some holes in here with the spring. That's all springy dingy and whatever. It doesn't actually do much apart from just sort of make a sound as you're walking along or running if you want to. But yeah, spring is slippery metal springy dingy doo. Then we got the leather bit that's actually needs to be cleaned because it's getting a little bit scrongly and perhaps a bit distressed, so maybe I've actually left it too long. Bloody hell. Maybe I've actually left it too long before cleaning it to maintain it, but at any rate, giving it a nice polish up and clean up will rejuvenate some life in it, even if it doesn't restore it 100%. But yeah, it does make it more interesting because it's got a little bit of crusty leather and then some more plush, supple, slippery, dippery leather, whatever going on, as well as just the sort of lumple dump going with the stitching and the padding, and yeah, very nice. But then the lace, the shoelace is just a very, it's a soft lumple dumple sort of lace. It's very, very quite nice. It's a nice shoelace. Metal lace holder bits there. Little bit of lumple dump on there, quite smooth, and then some sort of funky design in there that just gets that little bit more texture going on. Main sort of logo branding there, nice bit of logo texture, very, very nice. Lumple dump, smooth lumple dumple, very nice, and standard feeling zip, very standard, and inside is just more leathery goodness, nice, smooth, slick, well crafted slick, slippery leather. And I think that sort of covers those. So those are some things that I do wear, mostly the tactical boot and the big stompy stomps. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing, and perhaps sharing it with your friends or whatever. And if you feel like it, you can join the Discord. You don't have to, of course. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next one.